Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Friday the 13th of October, Black Friday. And I want to give you the history of Black Friday, but today is also First People's Day in Trinidad and Tobago. We're running a little bit late. In fact, we're 11 minutes late. But we'll make it back up on the other side. You all weren't expecting a video, so call it Christmas. Let's share it and let people know that we're here. Those who are not out drinking and liming on this First People's holiday. Good evening to the YouTube visitors, YouTube viewers, YouTube members. We have to get a name for you all. But anyway, good evening to you all. Good evening to the live viewers on Facebook. Please, everybody, share the video, message, spread the word, share the video on all the pages, all the groups. Share it on your page. Tell your friends to share it. You're all on YouTube. Email out the link. WhatsApp people. Give them the link. Message them. Text message them. Call them on the phone. Let them know Philip is on Friday the 13th, October 2017. Let's get busy. Sorry for being late. I was actually early for 8 o'clock and late for 9. Special good evening to all the First People descendants in Trinidad and Tobago. Share the video, please. And Tobago. Are you happy to see me? Spread the word, man. Call people who outline and tell them to turn on their phone. They all want to know what's going on. The PEP family, Progressive Empowerment Party, always light up when this video come on. Everybody get to say hello. Hold the other waiting. To tell each other hello. Let's take a pen there. Lord Funny, sweet, sweet Trinidad. Those of you who are going to ask me for it, I'll put it one time in the Facebook thread. I can't multitask and triple task, so somebody help me out. Please copy that link and give it to the YouTube people. Let's take care of all our people. And I was going to tell you all something. You see this? Yeah, yes, sir. I've got things to discuss. Who I want to design a shirt. I want to design a t-shirt. I want to call all the creative people out there in Trinidad, wherever in the world, all of the peppers. I want a t-shirt design. I am a pepper. I am a pepper. P-E-P-P-E-R. I am a pepper. And then you can put the PP logo or we can add it after. But I want a t-shirt design. I am a pepper. And I want to get that design within the next 7 days. So by next week, Friday, we could announce who we choose if you all take me up on it, because we have other graphic artists, but people always ask me how they can get involved. This is a good way to get involved. Design a t-shirt, I am a pepper. Post the design on your wall. Share the design on my wall. But when it is on your wall, I am a pepper, invite everybody to come and vote. Vote on your wall. And the person who get the most likes, most likely, yeah, I'm a pepper. We want that. That gonna be big. That gonna be big. We are linemen, tell them numbers cross 500. So if it don't cross 500, we will play tunes. Call them out. Go and pull them out from in the party. Tell them, we live.
They say my country so stressful, so tense. With face hate, young jail, babe, too much violence. Girl, pack up and go. This sweet dream, babe, go. I tell them no.
Good, special good evening to all the foreign-based peppers who working so hard to build this party to rescue this country. We owe you all a debt of gratitude. Ali G, Abigail, Ja Paul, Carla Jean, all of the crews in New York, Moyer, Anil, everybody in Canada, everybody in Florida, the new team that built in United Kingdom and Australia. Good job. Wave your flag now, man. I don't get a flag. I want a Trinidad flag. I want a little Trinidad flag from a command center. Somebody, show me some love. Send me a flag. Tomorrow at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, massive meeting. Tomorrow at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, massive meeting. At 11 o'clock to 12, we have greet and chat. 12 to 1:30, we have the members meeting. It is open to everybody. It is an open floor. It's a hug-up session. It's come talk, listen, ask questions, add your opinion, add your suggestions, join, sign up, make yourself available, find out what role and what space there for you so that you could come and get involved. All that happening. And then at 1:30, tomorrow going to be a fairly long day, so I'm looking for my cow heel soup early. Tomorrow at 1:30, we are having a meeting with the entire executive and the entire team, all the teams, frontline teams, and every frontline speaker of the Progressive Empowerment Party. And we're bringing in the foreign-based frontline speakers on YouTube, on Skype, on FaceTime. It's going to be a big meeting because tomorrow we're digging deep. We're going right down to the ground on the major policy issues, and we're giving you all the information that we have on policy issues so that you can share more in more detail with others. And that meeting starts at 1:30. Now, it's not just open for these people because this information is for you and this is your party. So if you choose to want to come and hear and be a part of that policy meeting, you're invited to come. Walk with your own cow heel soup, I ain't sharing. Love this country, bro. Love her. She sing a prophetic line in this song. She just sang a prophetic line. The Yankee football team, they can't recover yet. Licks for so. I hear they say, I hear the Yankees say, a country of 1.3 million kick out a country of 323 million. Licks for so. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago. Right? All my foreign-based Trinis, love off, light up, red, white, and black. It was an invasion. Ali G was just saying Trinidad, all of you all who don't know, go and check and see if she bring Tulum and Benny Ball and thing and sugar cake. Check and see. All of you all in New York. Soca chutney bacchanal. When I tell you I want to fix this place and bring our people home, I want to bring my brother Auntie Betty from Australia. I want to bring my brother from Canada and his children. I want to bring everybody home. I want to fix Trinidad. It's there where conceive me, it's here or dead. I hear the man say it's a nation that's used watermelon to kick for football. They call it soccer. Brother, you can't even pronounce the name of the game. You think you're going to win? You playing a different game. The whole world playing football. You playing soccer. Rest yourself for that. Rest yourself for that. Trinidad, hey, the North remembers. Trinidad and Tobago remembers too. 28 years ago, brother, you must have get slapped back. It take us a while. It's like the snail that get thrown the bar. Take him 5 years to come back, but he come back next. Trinidad hold that for 28 years. 28 years. And if the country wasn't so torn up, if it wasn't so upside down, if it wasn't such a mad place to live right now, boy, we in the streets still. Because that licks was overdue, and all your gallery, I hear him Jack Warner say he was partying in the street. All your real gallery on way, and let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago remembers. It remembers. Anyway, Trinidad's recorded history begins with the island's discovery by Christopher Columbus on July 31st, 1498. However, its unwritten history goes back much further, as far back as 5,000 years or more before Christ, judging from archaeological artifacts. The inhabitants of the island in pre-Columbian times were Amerindian tribes from the South American mainland. The main group, the Arawaks, were a peaceful tribe from the upper regions of the Orinoco in Guyana. These had settled mostly in the south of the island, where they employed themselves hunting, fishing, and growing a few crops such as cassava, maize, and sweet potato. They wove cotton to make hammocks, used tobacco for religious rituals, and expressed their artistic urges through wood carvings and pottery. The northern part of the island, which the Amerindians call Airi, you ever hear that? That's the name of Trinidad, Airi. We have plenty names here. Or land of the hummingbird, was inhabited by a fiercer tribe called the Caribs. A warlike people, the Caribs had come originally from the Amazon region, settling the islands of Tobago, St. Vincent, Dominica, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. Reputed to be cannibals, the Caribs fought fiercely against the European attempts to colonize the islands, but it was ultimately a losing battle. Now, I support them because the Europeans landed here, and if they come to invade your island, eat them, I say. War, enslavement, and disease brought to the island by the outsiders took their toll, eventually wiping out the Amerindian population almost completely. Estimated to have been about 35,000 when Columbus discovered the island. The indigenous population now numbered about 300. Concentrated mainly in East Trinidad. You all know names like Chaguanas, Chagaramas, Arima. Those are Amerindian words. Near the town of Arima, it was Mokorapo. It was on his third voyage after a demoralizing week, becalmed in the doldrums, that Columbus discovered the island, which he named La Trinidad, in honor of the Blessed Trinity. He claimed the island for Spain, but it was at least 30 years before Spain showed any official interest in her new possession. In 1530, the Spanish king appointed the conquistador Antonio Cedeño to be the Captain General of Trinidad for life, with a mandate to subdue the unruly natives. Cedeño struggled gamely to accomplish his mission, but the circumstances were against him. 4 years later, he returned to Spain, and Trinidad was once again left to her own devices, pretty much like how it is now. Several other sporadic attempts were made to settle the island over the next 100 years or so, none of them particularly successful. Apart from the Spanish, small groups of Dutch and British established small colonies, but these were short-lived. Thinking that religious conversion might be a way to increase their control over the Amerindians, many of whom were already falling prey to the fatal European import smallpox. The Spanish established missions manned by the Capuchin fathers. Indians who rejected Christianity were severely punished, thus straining even further an already strained relationship. I like how they use the word relationship. These tensions led to the famous Arena Massacre of 1699. Sangre Grande and Sangre Chiquito, big blood, little blood. You all know that? That have to do with this. wherein the Amerindians pushed beyond their limits, rose up and murdered the priest, the Spanish governor, and all but one of his men, an action for which they later paid dearly. True colonization of Trinidad did not begin until the end of the 18th century, when the Spanish king, acting on the advice of a French planter named Roume de Saint-Laurent, issued the historic Cedula of Population, designed to attract immigrants to the island. The terms of the Cedula, proclaimed in 1783, offered free grants of lands to citizens of any land friendly to Spain, provided that they were Roman Catholic. This meant most of the new settlers were French, since England, Spain's only other ally at the time, were mostly Protestant. Now, we could read more, but you all did not come here for a history lesson. You all just came to, lime and chill as a Friday night. We all about that. But we need to know what's going on in the country. A lot of us don't know. I heard Peter O'Connor today talking about the Warahoo as an original people too. And I want to get more information on the Warahoo because I thought that was just my family. If the Warahoo is a real people, then I want to get to know more about them, and in case we really have some kind of ancestral traits. Because since I small people telling me that I was going like a Warahoo, I didn't know what that meant. And if it really is a people, let's celebrate our Warahoo people too. Yeah? Yeah. So, I want to find Peter's little article. And this is what Peter wrote. And all of this is coming on the heels of them trying to massacre the Columbus statue in town. Like if you squint, all your problems go away. If you pretend this is not your history, it's not. We could choose anything we want. We could say we were discovered by the gods of the magazine Cosmopolitan and we're all just fashionable. We could choose anything. Anything at all, because clearly we are that foolish. We are that foolish. Queen Street is now Queen Janelle Penny Commission Street. Now we build new streets all the time. Why couldn't we build a street for Janelle Penny Commission? Trinidadians confused. Is it the National Stadium? Is it the Hazley Crawford Stadium? Is it the Jean Pierre Complex? We have so much names. The Foreshore Freeway, the Audrey Jeffers Highway. Nobody know. I don't know where Uriah Butler Highway stop and Churchill Roosevelt Highway start. I don't know. And I know plenty things. The Queen's Park Savannah is names. It's either Queen's Park or Queen Savannah. We take both. That's like calling a street John Street Road because we don't know how to stop. And we took Pompeii Savannah, name it King George V Park. Now it's Nelson Mandela Park. We are confused, little people. Confused. Very confused. So when they tell you Trinidadians don't know the history, I just want to ask you, which history you want to teach them? The real history? The made-up history? The government that empower history? The government that in opposition? Which history you want to teach people? So miss us with that gobar. I find myself wondering if, and indeed how, to hate Christopher Columbus and remove statues and his legacy. That he becomes, in our minds, mankind's villain certainly promotes, rather leapfrogs over countless others. This is from Peter O'Connor, noted activist, patriot, columnist. He writes in the Newsday. This is his column. But I don't know if this is his column. This is on his Facebook page. That he becomes, in our minds, mankind's villain certainly promotes, rather leapfrogs over countless others. For the original peoples of these islands and 2 continents, I can understand that because Columbus's arrival was the beginning of the end of their civilizations, although some great civilizations rose and fell in the Americas prior to Columbus. Columbus's arrival, of course, set in train several centuries of conquest by Europe, many Europeans having just fought off hundreds of years of conquest and occupation by Muslim nations. Seeking first gold, then land, then food staples, the Spanish, French, Portuguese, English, and to a lesser extent Dutch and Danes seized whole continents and all of the islands. In the islands, almost all of the original peoples were destroyed, slaughtered, or died from imported diseases. On the continents, hey, if you're bored, sorry, but we had to put this into the public space. On the continents, especially in what is now called Canada and USA, they were systematically destroyed and survivors herded into gulags where their culture and livelihoods were wiped out. We have a lot to thank the Europeans for. The subsequent enslavement of millions of Africans over 500 years with the total obliterations of their names, gods, music, dance, history, forms of dress, every aspect of their humanity was destroyed, and up to now, no redress on the horizon. The peoples of African descent have no reason to hate Columbus, but Columbus did not go with Europe to Africa. England, France, Spain, Italy, Holland, Belgium, and others went and conquered Africa and divided it up between themselves. So what he's trying to tell you here as a historian, that the government in power is trying to get the people of African descent to hate Columbus, and they're the only people in the country that really shouldn't. Great civilizations were destroyed in God's name. Thank you, God. And from then to now, we were taught that Africans were uncivilized and enslavement would be beneficial. But I digress. For people of African descent, Columbus would be no hero, but Columbus did not enslave them. The indentured laborers who were brought from India could have no grouse against Columbus, other than it was India Columbus was seeking when he arrived in the Caribbean. The reason the Caribbean was called the West Indies for a while is because he was trying to get to India, and they started calling them the East Indies, and these are the West Indies, but there was only one Indies, India, and that's where Columbus was trying to get to, and he thought he got there when he came here. For the descendants of the Europeans, and that includes me, him, and well, no, some of me, Columbus could be revered, I suppose. White Europeans came, conquered, enslaved, and grew rich in the New World. So Columbus can be there, my hero. But for all of that, the smashing of his statue and the obliteration of his name and legacy does nothing. And it does not change the status of anyone, anywhere. I would prefer that all the legacies in all the world which are commemorated by statues, temples, cathedrals, pyramids, remain as historical monuments for all time, so that our descendants might one day understand more mankind's proclivity, you could Google that word, for conquest, death, pillage, rape, enslavement. Nobody needs to Google those. Not just here, but everywhere and forever as we look back. Mankind and our gods are the most evil and destructive species ever to inhabit the planet. And that is not Columbus's burden alone. Yeah?
Islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of death. Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. When it comes to Bacchanal, well,
They can't beat me yet.
Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. Look, sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trinity. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery. We're nothing in the world about that we. But look at smart man gone with we money.
We still come back and mash up the party.
Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can be good for me. Oh, from Coco to Caroni. Oh, Maraba to San Souci. Oh, from Scarborough to Cocorie. Oh, from Finding on Frederick Street. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of the country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can be good for me. All these years I spent abroad in the colony to be home.
Trinity to the bone. Oh yeah, I know you know. It's all your foreign-based Trinis that doing all the work and watching. All your real serious patriots, you know. And I know it must hurt.
The problems we have are plain to see. We prove we can stand this scrutiny. All I know that true democracy.
How we vote is not how we party, and that has to change.
Like what some people say, though some have to leave to make their way. But in their hearts they know their destiny. To come home and big up the country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can be good for me.
All this sugar can't be good for me. Right, Anil, once you post it, they will see it. You don't have to overpost it. Guys, somebody just asked a question and I was trying to read it and it disappeared. And I don't know if he could reshare it. So whoever shared that question about how we in the Progressive Empowerment Party hope to get us to a culture of inclusion. And if that is the question that you're asking, I want to tell you something. It's not for us to do. It's there. Trinidad is a natural multi-ethnic society. When David Rudder and his partner in crime, Lord, who is this singing this with him? When they sang, how we vote is not how we party. At least we party together. We party together, we grow together, we live together, all of our communities. Some of our communities may be predominantly a certain race. And that is usually separated by class or access. How will you create a culture of diversity and inclusion in TNT by supporting and encouraging the very small but growing secularist community? I do not understand what it is you're asking me there. But I'm trying to say this, that we are not Carl Jacobs. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that greatly. David Rudder and Carl Jacobs. Carl and Carol Jacobs. This is Carl singing with David. And that line, how we vote is not how we party. The politicians divide this country. But beyond that, I mean, I keep saying, go anywhere. Go anywhere. Have a problem now. Have a problem somewhere. Go license in office. Go anywhere. Go in the hospital. When one man suffering, all man suffering, and there are no creed and race inside of there separating people. We are a natural melting pot. We are a natural melting pot. And to the people who are devoid of real information to bring to the conversation, if all you have is historic hate and pain to carry, I can't help you. I'm talking today about fixing the education system. A young lady jumped in the conversation to refer to some of the children as hooligans. Now, we do see some hooligan behavior, but as the priest say, hate the sin, don't hate the sinner. That's correct. You can't call people hooligans. There was this thing that I watched, that I saw. If anybody else saw it, if you have access to this video, share it on this wall. About children who are growing up. And some are taught that they're superheroes, that they're incredibly intelligent, that there is nothing that they cannot do. Others were taught that you're stupid. Both grew up that they would fail at everything. Both grew up living up to what was told to them. What was told to them? The man who had the greatest amount of patents in his name, the guy who invented the light bulb, who is that inventor? His mother had to take him out of school when he was small. The principal told his mother that he was slow, that he couldn't keep up. His mother, explaining to him, told him that the teacher said there is nothing more that they could teach him, that he is already too advanced for the school, and that he would go on to great things. When he died, Thomas Edison had more patents in his name than any human being in history. When he found the letter, he wept. He wept tears. He looked back on his life and he wrote. The power of words, the power of a mother's words to tell you, and you, we, us, we have to pull ourselves back. We have to pull ourselves back. We can't get distracted by Columbus statue in a country where they divide us and beat us into submission, distract us, and rob us blind. There is no conversation that any of you could have about either the PNM or the UNC tonight, in all seriousness, and be serious about supporting them for any other reason other than you're selfish, you've benefited, or you're a racist. Because there's no other advantage to anybody in this country from those two parties. There's no other advantage. And you have to see, and you have to say, you have to know that Kamla had 5 years. 5 years. And $300 billion. With 5 years and not even 10% of that money, they put a man on the moon. They developed the atomic bomb. We are a people fooled by nonsense. 5 years. We spent in the last 10 years $50 billion on healthcare. $50 billion, you know, on healthcare. That's as much money as you need to buy Tobago. Trinidad has had money that could have purchased Dubai. And we keep getting sidetracked with nonsense. People are trying to tell you that Keith Rowley we voted him out and they want to go and bring back Kamla. But you have to be mad. Kamla's legacy is an embarrassment and a shame. They lit up some, let me tell you something. Even when I was trying to get the country, and I say, you know what we focus on grows. When they do a good thing, let's encourage them. Let's give them a round of applause. But when you find out, because you want to applaud them lighting up the parks for the children to play, but when you find out that the cost of the lights that the lighting up cost 20 more times than it should have, so that everything that was done was theft. Nothing was done from decency or love. Nothing. Everything have a scandal. Everything have a bacchanal. Everything have a corruption. You cannot. It is 55 years we run in this place. We pulled down the Union Jack and put up the red, white, and black 55 years ago. So we can't blame them anymore. Whatever was your history, this is where we find ourselves today. Deal with this. Forget who was black in Indian time and who was Indian in black time and who was on slave ship and who was indentured. Forget that. That doesn't help you today. What you need to do today is to vote a government in the power that levels the play field across the board. That no race, no person must be disenfranchised in this country. Forget the history for now. The best way to pay homage to the past is to make a better present and a brighter future. Playing that we fight in historic wars still, that is bullshit. That is vacuous and inane thinking. That is an absence of any kind of logic. There is nothing you could solve. You cannot have last week's argument today. Move on. And let me tell you something. Give the First Peoples recognition. They were here first. But let me stop upending the whole island every time. This country has more public holidays than anywhere else in the world. I have suggested make a holiday called Trinbago Day and celebrate all your race team's holiday on that day. We have too many religious holidays. And Christianity, all you had to give up some. Because we have too much. And I speaking as somebody who was baptized a Christian as a child. We have too many. We have too many. It disrupts the development of the country. And to you all who work in and think, hey, we winning, you're not. Because if the company can't develop, you can't develop. Because if you think that all you want to be in life is a wage earner, getting paid to spend your money on drinks and party, you don't lose this game called life. You're supposed to have a master plan for your life. Working so hard, I want to tell you as an employer, you do not miss the people who put in skin in the game. That when they come to you and they say, boss, let me talk, you know. Because you see and you know. And you do. You see and you know. Because as an employer, you know who contributing to your well-being. You want to make sure you contribute to that. Say, yeah, of course. Well, let's talk. Let's talk. But our history cannot continue to be the thing that pulls us down while our present marauds us and our future is bleak. We need to think as a nation and ask if you, the PNM and the UNC between them, the NAR had 5 years and they did massive things. They did massive things with no money. In fact, Selby Wilson and Mrs. Robinson saved this country from the IMF, handed it forward to Wendell Motley, and he could tell you. In fact, I heard when Wendell Motley handed a pen to Brian Quaitong, he said, don't make a mistake, eh? Because he knew what it took to save this country from the clutches of the IMF after 30 years of marauding under Eric Williams and then George Chambers, who, poor fella, he was the lanyard. By then, it was done. World oil had collapsed. The world was in a recession. And the reality is, the world is not in a recession now. Trinidad is not supposed to be in a recession now. And anybody who defending that, we don't need them here. The country crowded. Get them a ticket and send them somewhere. We need to fix Trinidad and Tobago. 55 years, 50 of them is PNM and UNC. Kamala and Keith have to answer for their legacy. They have to answer for the record of their parties. They have to answer for the stewardship, because when they're beating the chest and they boast it, when the PNM saying, great is the PNM and it shall prevail. Prevail at what? Taking advantage of the brethren? Sowing discord in the country? Raping the people? What has the PNM ever done that gives them the right to say that they're great? Not one thing. Not one thing. There is, I talking to architects, my man telling me, I say, you know, it cost us 10 times the cost it should have built to build Central Bank Towers in town. He said, you think, you know? He said that land was so badly reclaimed. There are piles in the ground taller than the building. I said, what? From an engineering point of view, and all engineers listening, he said there are piles in the ground taller than the building, because they put in piles and they're reaching ground. They put in piles and it was so badly reclaimed. What was the equivalent of billions? Foreshore Freeway, Mount Hope, Beetham Highway, Uriah Butler Highway, anything they build was theft. Anything they build was theft. They buy up Toko. They buy up Toko in time to go and build a highway to Manzanilla that passing through Toko. These fellas, listen. The PNM is great at one thing, mashing up Trinidad and Tobago. They've done it. The UNC, and let me tell you something, one Alexandra place that is owned by the Nahus family, and the media, you're disgusting, because interview the Nahus family and get the real truth about one Alexandra place. Because what Faris do and what Chandra Sharma do, what both of those political parties do, and while that family, because they call me and they tell me, they say, Philip, we don't want to be renting this building to the government, you know. So look at our situation here. Look at where we are. We never get the truth. We don't know. And I am saying, I bring his information to you as he give me. Everybody talk it out. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to have a frank and honest assessment of where we are as a country. Nothing works. Nothing works. If Kamala was a good prime minister, the courts couldn't still be so. She's a lawyer. She give herself silk. The courts couldn't be so. Judges tell me we have a 400-year backlog, Philip. 400 years it'll take. There are people languishing in our jails, convicted of nothing, will never be convicted, and the system cannot deal with them. It cannot process them. They have no money for a lawyer, they have no money for bail, and they're stuck. And there is nobody in this country with enough compassion. I watch His Excellency the President jamming in our party. And I'm thinking, I can't dance like that as long as we have homeless people and people in jail for nothing. I can't jam so. And I do not know at what point do we get to compassion. At what point does the Chief Justice say, you know what? I will one day come to the end of my life. And I would like my legacy to be, despite everything else that has gone on around me that I've been a party to, I would like my legacy to be a man of compassion. I hear he's a man of God. How could anybody be a man of God, be in that position and not help the people most in need? I keep talking about this. The Chief Justice, the Director of Public Prosecutions, and His Excellency the President, all three, have the power and the authority to go into the prisons and take out all of the people who are in there languishing, not rape, not murder, not blood crimes, not treason, not mutiny, But all the other crimes, they've been there longer than they could have been sentenced to be there. It's already a human rights violation. It's an atrocity. Let us face it, fix it, and move on. Mr. Chief Justice, Mr. Director of Public Prosecutions, Your Excellency the President, fix it. Fix it. Let's talk about homelessness. Let's talk about the fact that the $400 million that we're going to spend on that nothing highway. It's a nothing highway. Keith Rowley, you could say the nastiest things you want, you know. You can't save yourself anymore. They have nothing saving you. You are going to go down in history as the nastiest prime minister this country has. Listen, as long as they have homelessness in town, Patrick Manning can't beat the chest, because Patrick Manning and to the Manning family who tried to deify this nasty man, who come to talk about burying him in the cathedral, but God would have burned the cathedral down. God would have turned his back on that cathedral. How you could put a man like that there? You're making sin a saint? Patrick Manning had the largest oil boom in this country's history and squandered it for spite, to leave no money there for if anybody else come. Nasty, nasty man. Stink and disgusting. Patrick Manning, let me tell you something. I bless the cockroaches and worms that eaten him, and all of the people who want to say when I say things like that I'm not parliamentary. Don't put me in the parliament then. But truth is truth. Malcolm Jones is a dirty, nasty man. What Malcolm Jones and Manning conspired to do with the rest of them in the PNM, with that gas to liquids plant, worse, 10 times worse than what Kamala and the rest of them do with HTC and the housing and the billions of dollars that went there. This country has bacchanal instead of issues dealt with. Today, I put out flashcards on Facebook just to give people, tomorrow, we're talking issues. When we talk these issues, we point it in the public space. People tagging me and showing me MPs bringing up our issues in the parliament. Let them go. Let them steal these ideas, no problem. If it makes the country better, no problem. People sending me information about corned beef man get arrested. I don't celebrate nobody misfortune, and I have no interest in them. I'm not here to bad talk people. If anything, all I want to do is defend myself and rescue my name from the onslaught of attacks from all of these nasty people. I am not a hater. But come back to this. Kamala Persad-Bissessar left the police service. How she find it? Then this building and call that success. We built 52 early childhood centers. What does that mean when the education system is leaving our children functionally illiterate? Worse, they're becoming violent drones. And the citizens, instead of pulling together, blaming one another, and talking about who house bad and who community failing, listen, all of that is the truth. All of that is the truth. But if I blame you for your sins and your inconsistencies, you're stuck. If we want to go forward as a nation, we have to pull together, join hands and say, okay, let's do this. The entire power structure above us is failing us. You have one shot, one chance, and it is now. You know tomorrow you have 1,000,001 things that you could do, but I'm telling you, unless you go in under anesthesia to get surgery, nothing else more important than finding yourself to 19 Stanmore Avenue. But a lot of you always want to come to me when the wolf reaches your door, and I can't do nothing. I am not in government. You want me to fix everything? Show up. Show up tomorrow. Come tomorrow. Come and say, let's fix this together. You know what? I couldn't lose. It don't matter. This is not my life. This is not my life. I'm doing this out of public service. I don't care. They have no pride in this for me. They have no shame in this. I put in my all in this. Win or lose, I feel in my heart I have given back to my country. I've done my part. I've done my part. I didn't take on my haters anymore. I didn't take on my detractors. I can stand on my record. I have done more than members of parliament and prime ministers. Keith Rowley's legacy in Diego Martin West is not as strong as mine. I gave Upper Rich Plain water. I was the person who designed the Diego Martin bypass that took traffic out of everybody's lives, that saved Westmoreland, Carnage, Goodwood Gardens, Victoria Gardens. Everybody who living in Diego Martin used to spend 4 hours to go home, spending 15 minutes now. I do that and I don't beat my chest. I never get a dollar for it. It costs me money. The Jericho Project and Justice for Children made sure that there was a children's bill and a Dangerous Dog Act. And the people who didn't like that act, and it need to fix. And I tell you it need to fix because all owners need to be made responsible for their animals. But you don't hear about no dog killing nobody again. And that was the goal. That was the objective. We need to pull together as a people. We are all multiples of talents in this country. Everybody in this nation. All the people of Trinidad and Tobago have immense talent. We've done things. We've survived. We're capable. We're creative. This recession is a joke. We can be out of it in months. We just need to decide. 2 cruise ship land in Tobago and we in the money. We're in the money. People say we don't want cruise ship tourists. We want soft tourists. Don't let the best be the enemy of the good. Start where you could start. Build as you go. Stop trying to say if we can't fix all, we can't fix none. That's foolishness. That is foolishness. Listen. This is not the easiest road I have ever walked. I learn every single day. I learn. People get involved in politics for personalities. I don't see personalities. I like you if I like you. But even if I don't like you and you're helping me or you're helping the party and we're building this country together, emotional intelligence tells me, welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard, sister. We can't be fighting personalities and hobbling ourselves. How we vote must be how we party. They must never know for sure if they could win. In fact, this country owes the PNM and the UNC a debt of reality. To vote them into oblivion, they must get no votes in the next election. Both of them must lose. Give us 41 seats. Give us 41 seats and walk with us hand in hand. I promise you. We will remove $30 billion from that budget that right now is used to grease the wheels of the power structure and put it right back in the hands of the people. And to those who live in the middle class communities who don't understand that the quality of your life is determined by what we do to our brothers, for our brothers and sisters in Morva, Beetham, Lavatil and Sealots. If you don't get it, that if we don't bring them up to your standard, you will forever be looking for security guard, security gate, burglar proofing, punching in code to go in your house, guard following your home. All of this nonsense is because people suffering. If you were suffering, you robbing too. Some of you are not suffering, you're robbing. Kamala leave the police service, how she find it. She leave the army, how she find it. She leave the Coast Guard, how she find it. She leave the open borders, how she find it. She leave the courts, how she find it. She leave the medical healthcare sector, how she find it. She leave the education system, how she find it. The lack of food production in this country. She leave it just so. She fix nothing but herself. She fix her friends. She didn't fix this country. Rowley's there 2 years now and has done nothing. He stand up in the parliament and say he's the greatest salesman in the country. Somebody say to their partner, the greatest salesman is the devil. And the greatest trick he ever played was to make the world believe he didn't exist. You, Keith Rowley, are the devil's spawn in this country. You are destroying Trinidad and Tobago at the behest of your finances. The people who have you on a leash. You are their dog. And you biting up the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We in the Progressive Empowerment Party, brother, I put in you on notice, we have 31 constituency executives forming right now. We're weeks away from 41. And I tell Trinidad and Tobago at 41, that's it. We're in the street. We want an election. As soon as we know that we can offer ourselves as a viable alternative, we in the streets, democratically, the supreme law, the Constitutional Republic of Trinidad and Tobago demands that we defend this country, and we will. We will march and protest until you until you have to call an election. We will call on the people of this country to shut the country down. Any business, shut your business. There are people in the 1%. There are people in the 1% telling me, Philip, what you all need? What you all need? We want to help you. Get this jackass out. Get him out. All you feel anybody in this country happy is a small cabal. It's a small cabal. Don't feel what you know and think is correct. It's not. Everybody suffering under this government is a small cabal benefiting. We're weeks away from, we have 10 more. Diana and Sharina and Ken and the team working for Lycia and Dilworth. Right now, Dilworth in New York. I mean, this man working on PEP business whole day. but he in New York to deal with neurosurgeons. His brother had a stroke last week. These people in the Progressive Empowerment Party, they're just like you. They have problems and family commitments and issues to deal with. They have, if I spend this time that I'm spending on PEP, they think that to themselves. I spend that in my own business, I could fix my family, and they sacrifice it for you. Why are you not sacrificing for yourself? Every Saturday that crowd grows. There must come a time when our Saturday meeting is 10,000 people in the street. Because this is the salvation of the nation. This is your party. This is yours. I wed to nothing. I wed to nothing. I run down no office. I am a simple man, and I am a happy man with my simplicity. They have no blue lights I want, no contract, no office, nothing. They have nothing in the state that they have that I want. Nothing. I don't envy them, the driver, the fancy car. I don't want nothing. I want to know at the end of it all, they could write on my tombstone, I was a good man. I want people to know that the children have better lives because Philip Edward Alexander lived. That's what I want for me. Some people think that the purpose of life is to gather and consume till you're dead. What is the difference between you and a jellyfish? What is the difference between you and an alligator in the swamp? If you know at least they're cleaning up the environment, what are you doing but making a mess? We have to fix the country. Not just for us. I could stop this now. This is not bothering me. The people I suffering for is the people when Keita Chandler sat down with me and Suzette Loa. When she sat down and told us, because I know, and I think I know, because I deal with people in Covina and Rich Plain and Mason and Bagatelle and Factory Road and La Puerta. I deal with people in Lansbital and Abi Pujad and Big Yard, places you all don't even know about. Harding Place and Waterhole and Cocorite. When we talk Morvan, Bitam, Lavantel and Sealots, I talk to people. They have some people, they shame when they're suffering, boy. They shame. And they have nowhere to turn. And what Keita was telling us, boy, what she tell me, hurt me to my core. She said they have people, children eating, and children eating on the table, don't know if mommy and daddy eating. That is a wrong kind of thing to be going on in the country. Them tears will fall on people. It will fall on people. We who have the ability to help, we who have, listen, to those who much is given, much is expected. We who have the capacity, we who have been blessed, we who have been given. They say, I cried because I have no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. You never know who's suffering more than you. You never know. The country is broken. The justice system is broken. The police service, law enforcement is broken. Every arm of state is broken. We're corrupted to the core. Nothing works in this country but the wrecker. Nothing. And even the wrecker now, I'm telling you, you and me and everybody you know, listen, you could stunt and party, you know. The people who play the violins on the Titanic, they play it till the water reach around the neck and drown them. We have to face our truth. And our most important truth is that the PNM and the UNC have used the people of this country. That the PNM and the UNC have taken advantage of the people's trust in this country. That the PNM and the UNC have made a mess of any opportunity given to them in this country, taken advantage of the people, left a legacy of tribalism, racism, and hate, brought us to a place where we're spending $1,000 billion and can't stop people from killing one another. The country mad and broken. We're heading for a crisis. We have no food. We don't grow no food. We're running out of money. What happens when we have no food and no money? What will we do? What will be our solution? Who will we turn to when healthcare finally collapses under the weight of its own iniquity? When the education system stops pretending that it is giving us anything but criminals, It is producing failed children and criminals. We are a broken nation. We need to intervene. We need to stand together. 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 million. Hold hands, join together, one people under one flag. We must make sure how we vote is exactly how we party. Come together. We there tomorrow. When you're voting, tell everybody. When you're voting, change must come about. Vote them out. Make sure you're registered. Make sure your name on the voters list. Line up where you have to line up. Get your name on that list. Make sure you're ready to vote them out. Make sure that your family, everybody who is of age, get their ID card, registered, and are on that list. If you're hobbling, if you're on crutches, if you're in a wheelchair, if you're in a drop, come call us, let us know. Bring out the old, bring out the young, bring out everybody. We have a responsibility to ourselves and our country. We cannot continue like this. He sing this. Only tears as soon as they win. Giving you big words and enslaving your soul. Promising you roads. Giving you potholes. I have the whole country asking, where is the money from our pitch lake? Where is it going? This is a bigger scandal than Bridgemans and the ferry. This is a bigger scandal than Clico. Lake asphalt supposed to be bigger than Petrotrin. We paving the world. Where is that money? Vote them out. Fire them. They passing laws that them alone could flout. The Minister of Finance just passed laws to tighten your belt and loosen his. He just passed laws to make your car expensive and your cost of living more expensive, and you unbutton and you unzip. These people are insane. We can't continue like this. We cannot continue like this. Vote them out. Let's put our country together again. Let's make sure our foreign-based family could come home. Let's build it back. The reason why we didn't stand for that shutdown stunt that they tried to call for the budget is we not ready. And we want to be ready. Because when we ready, we want the Orange Army to stand together and sacrifice for this country. We must say, what I have, I eaten that. I'm not spending $1. We will wait for an election. It is time government deliver governance. It is time the House of Representatives represented the people of this country. What is going on? That is not that. That is not that. If their policy is a fallacy, all bandit must be from a side.
If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout, when you're voting
Red and ready. Yellow and steady. Fire them. Fire them on election day. Fire them. Go and tell them you're fired for your incompetence and your indecency, your hypocrisy, your racism, your tribalism, the destruction that you have wrought on this nation. You are fired. Fire them. Vote them out. Make sure you're registered. Ignore the trolls. Ignore the haters. Don't take them on. You focus on the red, white, and the black. Let us build this country back together again. They have lied and lied about lying and lied about lying about lying. They've corrupted every office of state. They've corrupted the media. There is nobody you could trust. You are lied to on a continuous basis. You do not know what is the truth about anything. And I am telling you, the condition of this country is unacceptable. In a world where the global economy is booming, how is this country suffering? How is that possible? People must come first. Citizens by right. None of we are worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show.
When you're voting, fire them. Let them know. Put them on notice. Tell the red and ready and the yellow and steady, all the haters and the detractors, put on the orange frame. Let them see us coming from a mile away. Let them know we're coming to vote all into oblivion. You all must become a footnote in our obscene and damaged history. We must build back this country. All bandit must go. Register. Make sure your name on the list. Show them no mercy. And utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Make no joke. The time is now. The Chinese say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This is our time now. Plant 1 million trees. Come together. We are the future. We are the hope. We are the salvation of this nation. You and me and everybody we know. Bring them. Get together. Stand together. We will defend each other. We will stand with you. Let us work together to rebuild this country. We cannot continue like this. You either get busy fixing it or get busy leaving. This country is not going to improve. You cannot tolerate a budget that was so vicious in its attack on the lowest and the middle class while allowing the wealthy to run free. We cannot accept that. We have to reject that budget. And as soon as we have 41 constituencies in place that could screen 41 candidates, it's time to march. We cannot accept $400 million being spent on a highway that we do not need. There has never been more glaring theft and mismanagement in this country than that. What is left after this, if they get away with this, is just to back up a truck on the treasury and offload what you find. That's the reality. That's the truth. This is where we are. This is where we are tonight. First People's Holiday. Wine, jam, drink, lime, no problem. But the bill comes at the end of the night. And the money that you spend tonight is food out your children's mouth tomorrow. Consider this. You have the power to determine the value of the money in this country. You have the power to fix the state. You have the power to make government functional. You have the power to make healthcare first world. You have the power to make education deliver hope and opportunity. 20,000 children a term. You have that power. You have the power to bring the cost of living down. You have the power to make Trinidad food self-sufficient and independent. So nobody don't call no shots for me. You have the power to bring down the bandit clan. You have the power to bring to an end the nonsense that has ruined this country. The backroom boys that have gathered together, put friends in high places to advantage you and your family. You have the power to fix that now. You have the responsibility to exercise that power in your own best interest and that of your family. Your Minister of Education has failed, but the Minister of Education before him equally failed. Your Minister of Finance has failed, but the Minister of Finance before him equally failed. Your Minister of Health failed. The Minister of Health before him equally failed. Minister of Works failed. Minister of Works before him failed. They've all failed. Not one of them have done anything that you could go out, stand up, touch and say, hey, I'm proud of this. Nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing that has been done in the people's name, using the people's office, on the people's authority, with the people's power, that anybody could be proud of. Nothing. Stop the bacchanal, stop the backbiting, stop the racism, stop the isolation, stop fighting each other like crabs in a barrel while people climb on your back and piss on you. Stand together. You could be black till you're blue or white till you're shining. All of we is one people under one flag. Stand together. It is time now. We will end up in a crisis if we do otherwise. Face the truth. Face the truth. Vote on the truth. Make your decisions on the truth. Let your truth be decided by the conditions of the infrastructure around you. Forget what I am saying. Forget it. Stop the blame game. Stop the blame game. Take responsibility. Stand together. Anybody that come to talk bullshit to you, tell them, miss me with that. I have no time with that. Let's put our country together again. Tomorrow at noon we meet. Tomorrow at noon we meet. That is your office. That is your party. This is our future we're talking about. Come out, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Regardless of where you're coming from. We have people coming from Tobago. We have had meetings where a man step off a plane in Piarco to come to the meeting. You have to do your part. You have to do your part. Come and join us tomorrow. Come and add your voice. The road to the success, the nation that we want, the paradise on earth that we're looking for, it starts here. One people under one flag. peptrinbago@gmail.com is our email address. Send us an email if you need any information at all. To those who want to volunteer to help us, we need funds, we need t-shirts, we need caps, we need flags. You want to help? Get in touch with Felicia Holder or Dilwood Braffett and ask them what we need, and they will tell you, and you could ship that to us. We need it. Those who want to help us with money, get in touch with Shari Wilson. We're having Pep does Pep and Parang in December, I think, November, December. Those tickets coming on sale shortly. We only have 500 tickets. It's going to be a real nice party. Come and be a part of everybody. All of that money going towards the consolidated fund of building the party to prepare us for elections. Yeah? Anybody who would like to sponsor things like pay the DJ bill, we have a $5,000 venue bill. We're having it at Shakonia Hotel. If you want to help us with the $5,000 venue bill, you can make it out straight to Shakonia. We have a DJ bill to pay. There will be drinks on sale. It'll be a nice time and a nice time. Come and have some fun with the whole PEP family. PEPTT.com is our website. PEPTT.com. Get yourself accustomed to it. We have a YouTube channel. Those of you who want Facebook, understand, Facebook could be, we can have problems. That's why we have a YouTube channel. That's why we have 2 fan pages. We have an app, PEP. Get all of these things. Get on all of these things in case anything happens to the principal means of communication Other things will happen. We sent out a picture for you all to see. PEP Media is under construction right now. PEP Media. We're going to do our own shows. That Thursday night panel show is going to become something. Watch and see. But we're doing other shows. If you have any experience, any expertise, technical, managerial, production, director, you want to get involved in PEP Media, because it's going to be a fantastic and exciting adventure. The studio is being designed as we speak. Come and get involved. You have equipment. If you want to sponsor, if you want to help, come and get involved. PEPTT.com, PEPAPP is the app, PEPTrinbago@gmail.com. That's it for me tonight. See you tomorrow. I am hoping you come out in your thousands tomorrow. Come out. Send a very clear message to you, to us, and to everybody else. It's time to put this country together again. Yes? Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.